evening. We are interrupting your broadcast to bring some information to you. Information that you might find helpful.
Boom. Oh, Copenhagen's froze.
I'm not froze. I'm sharing the thing and switching it to public, privacy, public. Boom. We are live, gang. What's happening, everybody? Hopefully you can hear me. I'm not just talking to myself. Welcome back to Area 50.9, where we're just a little short of the truth. Our co-host, Spike McCauley, should be here any minute now. What's happening, Marco, from Upside Down Studios?
What up, what up, what up? You ready to talk some aliens?
Talking aliens tonight. That's right. Jonathan Hamill, what's going on, man?
Not too much, man. Just, looking forward to tracking this down.
Yeah, we're supposed to have a local guy from near my area, Northeast Ohio. Supposedly saw some pretty wacky stuff in the sky just 2 nights ago. Not last night, but the night before. And he was supposed to come on and talk about it. But apparently, the Men in Black got to him. He said, no, I'm not coming on to talk about it. I don't think so. You're not tricking me with that stuff.
Dude,
no idea where our co-host Spike is. He should have been here. Maybe he got caught up in something too. Maybe the Men in Black got to him as well. Anybody got their own alien story we want to tell before we get started?
I don't got an alien story, but for me, I'm a believer and I follow all that shit, but I'm a real big skeptic. And being that I'm stoned 90% of the time, I don't give validity to a lot of the shit that I use. Because what's the first thing that any kind of authority asks you when you go to report something? Were you drinking or were you high? Yes. Well, that don't mean, Dick, you could have saw Jesus in the sky with a nuclear weapon. It don't matter. You were fucked up. So
good observation, Tyler. The Men in Black do get around. They're everywhere. Yes. They follow the sightings and they take that stuff down. Speaking of Tyler J. Snodgrass, he's putting together a fantastic comedy show in Pittsburgh tomorrow night, guys. Yes. That's going to be at the Parkway Theater, I do believe. And I'm on that show. So is our co-host, Spike. Are you going to be out there tomorrow, Marco?
No, I'm going to be home with doing the show with Ryan and the guys.
Gotcha. That's going to be a good show. Cole Clayton will be on there. Alexa Irizarry, a bunch of friends of ours. Bilal Swain was supposed to be on. He had to back out. So I do believe Tank with the C is going to take his spot, or at the very least going to stop in and do a little time tomorrow night.
Hell yeah. Going to be a good time, guys. Go check it out.
If you're in the Pittsburgh area, Parkway Theater, the show begins at 9 p.m., and I should be collecting money from winning the contest right around 10:30. Not a Spike has anything to say about it. We normally are the best of friends, but tomorrow we have to be against each other. Yup, Tyler says. Apparently I gave all the correct information. Good on me. But I'm with you, Marco. I'm a believer, but at the same time, skeptical. I think that a lot of the videos you see are total crap. But once in a while, exactly must mean that I did nail it 100%. Thanks, Tyler. And thanks for watching, buddy. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, man. It's been a long time.
Next he's going to say definitely.
There we go. We got a Spike.
Now, the 2 times that I can say that I wasn't – what up, Spike? That I wasn't fucked up, I wasn't stoned or anything. I was actually with my daughter. The one picture I got from my daughter, she was a cheerleader for Liberty, and she was at a football game, and she sends me this picture. It's just the sky. Well, what the fuck are you sending me the sky? Are you butt dialing me? What's going on? She says, Dad, zoom in on it. And as I zoom in on it, it's a fucking UFO. Now, there's been a lot of reports of UFOs over Liberty over the past 20 years. Like, there was even a paranormal witness television series that talked about the one famous one back in 95. But, yeah, I mean, a lot of people try to say it might have been a drone or something like that. because we have a military base close. They might have been testing. What the fuck is a drone doing over a little kid's football game? It wasn't even like a high school football game, you know.
That's
Hey,
Jerry Jones
maybe
scout.
somebody.
What if it was his kid?
Kids.
Huh?
Yeah. What if it was his kid?
Yeah, what if he's not, allowed near his kids and he gets a drone and he's like, I'm still watching the soccer game. Good
What if he
goal,
just-
Sarah.
It was pretty high in the air.
Good goal,
I mean,
Sarah.
it would have been like watching ants play football, you know? I mean, you
Not
had
with
to-
that camera. They can pinpoint you to a bedroom, dude.
Son?
You know what? You know what happened? You know what happened is that motherfucker got drugged to work on a Sunday, and his wife was bitching at him that he had to be at the kid's game, and he was FaceTiming her while flying that drone at the same time. Like, see, I'm there, but I'm not there. I can make everybody happy, and I can make this relationship work.
And then COVID came and he lost his job.
Yeah, he still blew his best friend after the game.
So
Because he wasn't in that Sunday.
So then the other time, my daughter and I, we were going back when I lived up near closer to Hubbard ways in Liberty. And there was just this, man, the only way I could describe it is like it was a sideways chain of lights. It was kind of like an angle, and it was very low to the ground. And, I know we got an air base, a military air base, and I've seen the descent of them planes. None of them things ever had as many lights. And usually they're like either the red lights or the yellow and orange lights, or if they're the medical ones, they're the blue lights or whatever. This was just like a series of almost like a orangish red light, like lights all the way down. And I looked at my daughter. I was like, look, I ain't hot. You see this shit? She's like, yeah, Dad. And I mean, and it went for a while. Like it was low, it went for a while, and then just fucking disappeared, dude. Just gone out the sky. I mean, those are the only two times that I wasn't, I was sober, clear of mind, where I could be like, yeah, there might be some shit up there. Now I see plenty of shit when I was high, but again, that don't count.
The only thing I've ever seen strange up in the sky was definitely identifiable. It was some kind of a low-flying meteor. I was 100% of the influence of a whole lot of drugs, but it couldn't have been possibly that many of us hallucinating the same shit. We were at the Nelson Ledges Quarry Park. I can't remember who was there. We were there for a music festival long time ago. We're talking like 1997, I do believe. And this fireball just came streaking across the sky. It was only a few hundred yards over our heads. We could hear it crackling and watch the fire coming off of the rock. I mean, that's how low the sucker was flying through the atmosphere. That was pretty fucking cool. But yeah, that was definitely not an unidentified flying object. That was some kind of a meteor. I believe it's not a meteorite until it hits the ground. I don't know for sure that thing impacted, but we listened to it sizzle through the sky, and that was by far the coolest thing I've seen in my entire life.
I've seen, like, now, as far as distinguishable, I don't know if it was a meteorite, a comet, whatever the fuck it was. I did see one time I was driving, I was headed towards PA, and it was nighttime, and it like I said, I don't know what it was. I know it wasn't no like alien type UFO, but it was definitely on fire, and it kind of looked like, remember the old Mortal Kombat 2 where Shang Tsung used to throw the skulls with the flames on it? It was bright white with a big ass red fire right behind that motherfucker. I mean, I honestly thought we was getting shot at with missiles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever seen in the sky, Spike? You got any stories?
Oh, shit I've seen in the sky?
The weirdest thing?
No, not really. I'll be honest. This is one of those things that I'm not 100% sold on.
Aliens. You don't believe in the existence of alien beings?
I believe that we build crazy ships that we don't like to talk about.
Oh, I know we do that. That's why a lot of the UFOs, the triangles, they're called TR-3Bs. Those are American. People think they see these triangles and that's a spaceship. No. And those are old school. That's why more and more people know about them now. Those are like way back in the fucking, when they first developed that first stealth bomber that looked like the G.I. Joe plane. Then
yeah.
The bat wing.
Isn't a triangle not very aerodynamically efficient?
Oh no, the way it's set up, It's more not so much aerodynamically fit for the aerodynamics of it. It's more of the way the angles on it.
Radar,
They place
radar profile is what it is.
Yeah, and it blocks the radar. So they put.
I know everybody who's ever flown one of those stealth bombers or stealth fighters say that they are not meant for flight. They're the worst, most difficult thing they've ever had to fly in their entire life. The turbulence never stops because of the service, the way the service is.
Yeah,
all
it's
broken.
the delta wing. It's just like it's not very stable. I mean, but people think that's the UFO, and I wish I could still find it. This is good. This goes part of my own debunking on shit. The big cylindrical, they call them cigar-shaped UFOs that people talk about. That was. I was always sketchy on that because most of the time you could chalk that up to like a blip. But there are some sightings that have these things out there. Well, there's an old, and I mean it's fucking old, like not even 30-second clip floating around the internet. It's black and white. It's like one of those grainy. Somebody took it on one of the cameras that they had to turn the little thing, and it's people building these motherfucking spaceships for the military. So those might be our military too.
Or were they putting together hulls for a Navy?
No, that was. They even described what it was. You had to read it, but they described it.
The problem with this one for me is I kind of want to believe it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of want to believe that there's something else out there that's intelligent and this and that. But at the same time, it's absolutely frightening because whatever it is, it's not about to be kind. That whole "we come in peace," that's a bunch of horse shit.
Yeah, when did we ever come in peace?
That's exactly my point. If you look through history, whenever two cultures that are that different first meet each other, it's never good for the one that's not more.
We're still paying reparations.
Seeing as how we're the dumbasses sending our signal out into the middle of the universe, hoping that one of these cultures find it, I would say that we're probably not the more technological advanced when they arrive.
Obviously, we're not technologically advanced if they're arriving here at all. They can make it to another star system. We can't.
That's what I'm saying. It's fucking scary is what it is.
See, here's the thing about what you just said about the sending the signal out. Because we do. There is, SETI used to do it constantly. Now they shut SETI down. I don't know if they're still doing it. But they used to send signals out. And back in the day, they used to send TV signals out and shit like that. And so imagine how annoying it would be to have billions of light years of like Archie Bunker just rolling through there, or the Jeffersons or Sanford and Son, Dick Van Dyke just on fucking auto roll over and over and over and over and over. That'd piss a whole fucking civilization off just to want to kill us.
Or maybe that's the reason they don't kill us. It's because that was like a deal that fucking Eisenhower brokered or some shit. Like, you get all the "I love Lucy" you want, as long as you just don't rain hellfire down on my fine nation. And they had that weird Men in Black moment in the desert where they shook and they were like, "We want to see her titties."
So are you telling me that they were like, okay, so don't kill us and we'll give you the complete DirecTV package.
HBO included for free.
Including
the original Dish Network. That was the original Dish Network.
Okay. Well, back then it would have been Prime Star, but whatever, man.
HBO. They got to watch
2021 live on Vognal.
That's right. George Carlin.
But yeah, now on the other hand of the whole deal, there is, especially within the past 2 months. Well, no, the more I looked into it, since December, actually, there has been a mad spike in UFO sightings, like crazy spike in UFO sightings. There was just one recently.
Region.
Huh?
Any particular region or in general?
Over America.
It's because they're ready for their next sacrifice.
There's one that was just
they took Prince, ago. Michael Jackson, and they're ready for their next sacrifice.
Who's it going to be? LeBron James?
No, I hope
no. He just won.
But
the only chance we have against these goddamn aliens, we got to rally together now, people. Space Force is real. We need this shit. It's got to happen. We got to rally together now. We need Tom Brady leading Space Force against these aliens. It's our only hope. We're gonna have Bella.
Love that idea. We'll keep them off the field.
What about David Duchovny?
Scully wants to try to fuck everybody.
Gillian Anderson didn't fuck anybody on that show.
Oh, not Scully. Mulder. Mulder's a sex addict.
David Duchovny? Yeah, he's a sex addict. You know what? When I'm at a buffet, I become a food addict.
Yeah, no shit. But you know, it's nice that that's what fucking Tiger should have used.
You see the South Park where they do the test with the monkeys and they give the monkey all the money and then it starts fucking everything.
Yeah. A couple weeks ago, coming from a flight from Cincinnati to New Mexico, there's actually
the American Airlines flight you sent me earlier. That article about the American Airlines flight. Yeah, that was pretty interesting. Run that down.
There's actually audio footage of the pilot calling in. He's like, man, I hate to say it, but there's something flying, like it just flew right past us. You guys got any targets or anything? Because he thought he was getting shot at. He thought a missile came at him.
Yeah, that's what he said. He thought it looked like 2 cruise missiles that streaked over the top of the plane.
And the military said they had nothing, out there or anything. They had a clear flight path. There's just no explanation for it. I mean, the dude did not want it to be a UFO. You can hear it in his voice. Like he's like, I don't know.
He doesn't want to get grounded. That's what happens to a lot of these pilots that say something like that. They get put on psychiatric leave and they get grounded.
Not as much anymore since it all came out.
Oh yeah. Nowadays, I mean, that was one of the things Trump put in one of them bills before he left. The CIA had 180 days, and then they had to disclose everything. Like everything just had to drop. Now I'm sure, we all know how that's going to go. But I mean, more and more shit has been coming out, and there's not only been more UFO like aerial phenomenon. They're changing the name. So if you try to look up UFO stuff now, it's getting harder and harder. Now they're unidentified aerial UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenon. But they're thinking that a lot of these things are going into the water, and then there's underwater bases, and the aliens have been here forever.
That's not new. They've been talking about those for decades.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like
underwater bases.
You said plenty. Let's hear what Spike's got to say. What?
They're not underwater bases. They're underwater projectors. It's all part of Project Bluebeam. Von Braun talked about sell you this alien pitch part on government thing. That way everyone gets scared and we have a fucked up moment of kumbaya where the United Nations fuck our eyes out.
It's a possibility. I mean, there's actually documentation of a plan to do that.
Now, for you viewers that don't know what Bluebeam is, Project Bluebeam is a giant hologram projector that is supposed to project an overhead battle between aliens and Earthling forces in order to freak everyone out and make them think that it's coming. Oh, okay, go ahead, Spike. You fix it. I know I gave it a very watered down thing.
No. The word giant, that may have been true when they were conceiving it in like 1930, whatever the fuck it was. There's those projectors that they have now. You can see them in Japan that make it look like the whales jumping out of the wall and shit like that. They're not giant.
Vegas now too.
Right. They're not giant anymore. Like they don't have to have a big thing to do that. They can almost do it with a suitcase.
There's also documentation that our government did that over what are these Hispanic countries? They put Jesus in the sky or something. They made a whole fucking town of people freak out just to test it out.
Wouldn't that be some shit, dude? Like for real. Like you're like, holy fuck, Jesus is here, and I didn't get shot up in a beam of light. It's your fault, bitch, and you shoot your wife. You go in there and you're like, hell's to come, kids, and you have your kid held at like gunpoint. You know what I mean? You're like, I don't want the devil to get you.
And that concludes our testing of the new projector.
Oh shit!
Yeah, you'd be all kind of fuckered up there.
Or he was a multiple murderer.
I saw Jesus. He didn't take us. We're supposed to be in hell.
I was trying to save my kids from Satan. I know Pelosi was lurking somewhere around here.
Oh, fuck. Now, just
Too soon?
another note.
What is the ultimate goal of Blue Beam again? I forgot what this one was. It's for hegemonic control of some sort.
It's
Like
an
so
intimidation.
that everyone comes together in that weird Independence Day type way to fight against the aliens, and they can knock down all the barricades of, we're all just one world, and everybody should get along, and free world trade is perfect for everyone as long as we're not aliens. They're basically betting on us to be fucking
Racist against aliens.
Yeah, basically.
So we're pushing
Well,
off the world's racism onto
that was Ronnie Reagan's big thing on his one Thursday night speech when he said, "Wouldn't it be something to see if a foreign invader of an alien nature were to come and invade, how quickly we'd all forget our differences and join together to fight against the common enemy?"
Yep.
I don't believe that would happen, honestly. I don't one for a second believe that shit, because people are opportunistic scumbags, and whoever that fucking mothership is parked over, they are negotiating. We will give you all the people and manpower you need. We will help you wipe everyone else out. Just, let us live.
That's odd that you say that, because there's actually something called the
Not
Gray
odd at
Otter
all.
Treaty.
It's called realistic.
No, I mean, but that you say that right now, because there's something called the Gray Otter Treaty, and that I believe it might have been Eisenhower who signed it, but that it was an agreement between the gray aliens and our government that they're allowed to take so many humans to experiment on. But the deal is they had to return them. Was it Truman?
I want to say that's the one that I think I'd heard Truman sign that one. Eisenhower.
One of them shady fucks.
Yeah, Eisenhower was the military-industrial complex guy.
Oh, then it might have been Eisenhower, because it had to do with alien technology used for the military. What's up, John?
You guys were talking about Ronald Reagan.
Snodgrass says Truman.
I'm going with Snod.
All right.
But it's not as funny now. You suck. No, man. I mean, a lot of this shit happened in the 80s under Ronald Reagan.
That was an old Whoopi Goldberg joke.
Really?
That was an old everybody joke. Ronnie Reagan was a fucking garbage pail kid.
Yeah.
I said Ronald. He's a man.
Oh, he grew up. He's out the garbage pail.
And that's what I meant when I said that, Snotty.
Which industrial complex? The military, pharmaceutical, industrial complex.
Drug.
There's the PIC. Star Wars, it's true.
If it was, I want to be a Sith Lord.
Why would you be a Sith?
Because
I'd be a Sith Lord.
That's not an answer.
I'm all about that passion, baby. I'm not going to be Mr. Bland. The Jedi were a bunch of weenies.
Yeah, and hate gives you just as much power as love, if not more. So fuck it. Why not have fun with it?
Wow.
Yeah, he was being facetious, Snodgrass. He knew you meant the military-industrial complex, buddy.
I didn't.
The thing about being a Sith is the hate consumes. They didn't get to have.
What'd you say, Spike?
The thing about being a Sith is that hate consumes you, so you don't get to have much fun.
Shit. I've had more fun in hate than I ever did in anything else.
That's why you're not a Sith.
Yeah, I don't think you've had hate consume you like that, man.
Ooh. That's a
There are
different show.
all sorts of different ways to be a Sith, though. Like with Maul, for instance, it wasn't about hate for him.
No,
he
it wasn't.
fed off the fear of his enemies. That's what he was doing as he stalked back and forth in front of that barrier. He was trying to feel for the fear inside of Obi-Wan Kenobi and his master, who he ended up killing. And
so
as he died, he relished in his pain and fear.
He's not hateful. He just likes to eat the fear of other people that he induces.
Well,
He's not a
Gingers have souls. They have a bunch of them. They steal people's souls.
That's why you keep getting blocked. Shit like that.
My son's a ginger. I can talk about it.
Oh, the
You
one
see
show
that,
that got blocked. I tell you, Sony let go of their claim on our video.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that one got released finally. I don't remember which one it was, but we used a small clip when we were talking about it. Oh, it was
Shit.
Zapruder film from last week. It was last week's show. We were talking about the Zapruder film, and we were showing it over and over again. The part where Oswald got shot, because we were using it for commentary. That's fair use.
Wait, Sony owns the rights to that footage?
He appeared to be dead.
Isn't that fucking odd? That's really odd.
Yeah, because Sony isn't a news outlet.
Sony
they own
isn't an American company.
That footage, apparently.
Right. But my point is that, like, that's weird because Sony isn't a news outlet. When it's owned by, hey, CBS, we're going to give you exclusive rights to capture this when it happens, but let us use the footage infinitum because we're the government.
That's
I see what he's saying. It's
maybe Sony funded it.
There's something odd there.
That is media now. It's all owned by somebody. News outlets used to just report on the news. Let's remember that.
Right.
There was a time when something would happen, and then a guy with a microphone would go and just report about the facts that were on that scene.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it doesn't matter what news you're watching, it's slanted one way or the other because that's what it is now.
Yeah.
They used to report the news, now they create the news. I saw a really funny meme today. Somebody said, I forgot to watch the news today to figure out what us libtards are supposed to be so mad about.
I think that was Snodgrass.
I can't remember who it was, but it made me laugh freaking hard. It might have been Garza, or it might have been John Hensler. He's another funny guy.
Oh yeah, it might have been him too. Yeah, he's funny.
But yeah, and that is it too. The news creates problems and things like that. For instance, if you're a sports news person, Mary Kay Cabot will ask the stupidest goddamn questions in press conferences, trying to start shit about what's going on with the team and people trade rumors and things like that. She just perpetuates garbage just because she's making it a story. It wasn't a story.
Like tabloid shit.
And that's kind of my point. And all the different news outlets do the same goddamn thing. They will push their agenda and call it news.
What if their
news
agenda,
reporting? That's news creation.
What if their agenda was to beam you up onto an alien ship, hold you at probe point, and tell you have to enjoy this gray jacking you off with its creepy head and long fingers?
There's stories like that of alien abductions. There's one chick who fell in love with one of the aliens that was abducting her since she was like 10.
Alien abduction stories with penthouse letters.
There's also these guys that were truck drivers that got in trouble for drugging and raping women because they dressed up the back of the pickup truck, the sleeper area, like you're in an alien spacecraft, and then they would drug them. I'm not making this shit up. Fucking Google it.
Wow.
And he was drugging and raping these women. They thought they were getting abducted.
Holy
I gotta
shit.
definitely look that one up.
Yeah, I'm not making it up.
That's fucking brilliant if it actually works.
But it's crazy.
That's fucking brilliant.
Did he wear a whole suit, or was they just that drugged up?
I don't know, man. I didn't get the footage.
Well, I'm just asking. Like, I'm curious if he wore a fucking gray outfit or not, cock.
Right. You're the one that got the story.
I believe so. I don't think
they were the one that made the story.
I'm just saying, I don't think they went into detail like, so he had a slit and he pulled his dick out. You know what I mean? Like, he did enough to convince her. He was dressed up enough to convince her that he was an alien when she was all fucked up. So maybe only from the waist up, maybe only from the waist down. I don't know.
That's crazy.
I like picturing it more from just the waist up. It's funnier that way. She's like, why has this alien got his cock out? And he just got on like a real big, like fucking fake ass hat that he fucking like put on his head. Like it's a terrible costume.
Not brilliant, Marco. Demented is the word you were looking for. Not brilliant.
No.
Demented.
If you can pull that shit off, Like, you got a better chance of just dressing up the back end like a roach coach and acting like an illegal alien than fucking drugging a girl, making you think that the back of a semi is a UFO. And if you did that shit, you were fucking brilliant. You have awesome
The
stage
evil
presence.
genius, Marco. God
You
damn
got
it.
fucking, I
Why are
mean,
you,
that takes
why are you
lighting
making this
skills.
person a hero, you asshole? What is wrong with you?
I'm
He's the same guy.
appreciating. I'm appreciating the work and
Appreciates
detail.
a serial killer that doesn't get caught right away. You know what I mean? Like he's been working the circuit for a decade now. The man's a fucking artist at this point.
Yeah. I mean, just like the dude, the Zodiac killer, they just now figured out his last fucking letter. That's fucking brilliant.
No, it's not. It's an asshole move because no one gave a fuck about the letter. They only cared that he was stabbing women for no apparent reason.
Marco,
That letter has been circulated for years and years and years. Those Zodiac letters were put into newspapers all across the country, trying to get anyone that they could figure out to crack the anagram.
Yep.
You said it's finally been cracked? I did not know that. Let's hear about that real quick.
I don't remember what the fuck it said. We're doing aliens, not fucking.
I know you don't
killers.
know what it said, but I mean, was there an actual discernible message?
He was just fucking with the cops still.
He's just a crazy fucker. It's exactly
Yeah,
what it was.
Like,
He's just
haha,
a
you didn't
crazy
catch
fucker.
me.
Let's not idolize these people. Let's not blow it out.
Marco, Mr. They're brilliant.
yeah, I
He
think,
just crazy.
Genius, man.
I think you need to use a different word. You know, because like Hitler was a psychopath, but to say that he wasn't highly intelligent is you know, you don't go he's a genius.
Hey,
What Jonathan said.
You know, there's
You
two
do not
ovens
refer to
that
him
are
as
made in
genius.
Germany. Oh fuck,
Man, if you think that you can have a conversation
not
about
brilliant, but
aliens
Stalin
and not
was.
bring up Hitler, then maybe you don't know much about Hitler or aliens.
I do know quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I
Werner
got told
von
I gotta
Braun supposedly started his rocketry program because of downed alien technology from their own version of their Roswell incident.
Yeah, I mean, there's pictures of SS soldiers and little aliens.
Supposedly, the Nazis had a working saucer disc that was not propelled by rocketry
The
or
Glocka.
fans or anything like that. It wasn't a hydrofoil. They had figured out it didn't work like a charm, but they had figured out maglev somewhat.
It was they used red mercury.
I heard the Nazis stole that sausage wizardry from the Polish people.
Sausage wizardry?
Oh, is that not what you said?
Saucer. It wasn't the origin of the cylinder ships. They're flying saucers.
By the way,
is anybody sponsoring this train wreck, Jonathan?
Not yet.
But
I do have this.
But I bet you we gotta lock up some German
real with the
sponsors.
audience. We're doing this show just for ourselves. We know nobody's watching Friday night at 9:00. You guys are cool. You're out having your fucking life. Maybe you're catching us on another day of the week, but I doubt it. We're us. No one wants to watch us but us. So we're doing this one just for us because we like to talk to each other and we like to talk about shit like this. That's it.
Yeah.
So Marco, what else do you have on the
Polish sausage?
Well, I got something for you guys.
What up?
It's gonna take for one. What do you think that is?
That is a empty
No
fucking
judge.
bottle.
Nope,
That
that's an
definitely
alien
looks
skull.
That
What do
is
you think?
not an
This
alien skull.
That sure looked like a
That's the Nazi bell.
thing to me.
That's the Glocka. Well, one of the pictures of the Glocka.
Ain't that supposed to be a time machine?
No. Well,
What is
it was originally supposed to be a spaceship, like Mike said, but supposedly certain conspiracy circles say that it ended up being a time machine that popped up in Kecksburg, PA, like not too long ago. Like within past
I heard that was
20
Maybe they
years.
did something along the lines of the Philadelphia experiment, trying to get it to do whatever they're trying to make it do.
And actually, the whole Philadelphia experiment thing was kind of based on their experiments.
Interesting.
Man, what a way to figure something out. It's like you're gonna remodel your house, right? And you're like, I'm gonna try this new door. I've never made a door like this. Nobody has ever made a door like this. And then you walk through the door, and then all of a sudden you're 6 houses down in your neighbor's garage. Like,
yeah. You're like, wait a fucking minute.
Snodgrass,
I read the schematics
do you
wrong.
know the full story of the Glocka and the crash in Pennsylvania? Tyler, yes or no? Do you know the full story? Sorry to interrupt you. I just want to hear if he knows the whole thing. We'll send him an invite and have him come in and tell him.
It's a Kecksburg incident.
What's the story you guys heard on the Philadelphia experiment? Because I heard a story about it, but I don't know how.
They tried Swiss, and then they tried provolone, and then they stuck with Cheese Whiz.
Motherfucker.
They put it on what, like a steak hoagie, and called it what?
What, you've never been to Philly? You get Cheese Whiz on a Philly.
That's disgusting.
Never mind.
Hey, go fucking tell them, man.
Although cheese whiz on a steakum is pretty goddamn good.
Cheese Whiz is never good on anything.
Oh, you're
Steakums
crazy.
are never good.
You're both crazy.
So what I heard is that whenever they fired up that Philadelphia experiment, that it was just supposed to make them travel faster.
They were looking for invisibility.
Yeah, they were looking for cloaking.
It was the cloaking technology.
Yeah.
experiment.
All right, well, I want to hear what Spike heard, though.
But they like, or maybe I fucked that up. They were looking for the cloaking. They ended up traveling faster somehow. Like they jumped forward on accident. But upon arrival, like a lot of the crew members and shit, they were like sunk into the ship and had merged with it. And there was
Melted into the deck and shit. Exactly right. The one dude was famously like half his body was forged into the electronics equipment that was part of their communications array.
No,
The communications officer, part of his leg was inside the cabinet, and one of his arms was like through one of the speakers and shit.
Now the fucked up thing is, and I didn't find this out until later on, like in years, when they came back the first time, because this thing disappeared like quite a few times. The first time these people were still alive, and
It had been seen on top of
agonizing
a mountain
pain.
at some point.
Yeah, and they were in agonizing pain, like screaming. And a few people they did get out that didn't merge to the vessel, and they were sent to government asylums. So, Lord knows whatever happened to them folks.
They got lobotomized, so they couldn't tell their story.
Yeah, but I mean, they don't know whether it's a time travel, if they just fucking fucked up some kind of made an interdimensional rift, or they still can't explain it.
Well, the ship's been described in about a dozen different places through a bunch of different periods in time. So that's what the prevailing theory is. Like they made their own mini Bermuda Triangle effect to where it just sort of portaled out multiple times and then came back. But then as it bounced around through time, it spotted at weird places. Like I said, somebody'd seen it on.
It was on top of a mountain,
the peak of a mountain, and it had been there for several hours.
And there was one that supposedly, I don't know how true it was, but it ended up in a park somewhere, just like in a playground type park. It just popped up, and it was like the road. But I mean, I don't know. These days, unless it's some old footage, and even that could be shimdiggled, you can't really trust that shit. But I mean, it's been documented through history that this fucking boat just popped up here and there, like so, and nobody knows what the fuck's going on with it.
So what's the
Somebody
go ahead, John. What's the official year that this happened? Does anyone know?
I could probably look it up real quick.
Is it before like the Roswell incident?
Wasn't it in the 60s?
It was after the Roswell incident. What? Try that again.
So you think
What
like
year
that's
was the
what we did?
Philadelphia experiment? August 3rd, 1984.
84.
No.
Wow.
No, that got to be a movie.
Yes, that was the movie. That makes sense. I believe it happened in the 60s.
Yeah, let me here. I have Wikipedia. That has to be the fuck.
So still after the Roswell incident.
All right, October 28th. Nope, it was right before the Roswell incident. October 28th, 1943. Roswell incident happened in 46. Aztec incident happened in 47.
Roswell was 47, wasn't it?
Nope, that's where everybody mixes it up. There was an incident called the Aztec incident, which is just outside of Roswell, and that's where the 3 ships were down and the aliens were found in it. But nobody talks about that one. That's supposedly a hoax.
Roswell, they found 3 bodies in one craft.
Roswell was one crash.
Yes, with 3 bodies.
No,
2 dead on arrival and 1 that died in transit, supposedly.
no, they mix the stories together, and henceforth it makes it untrue and unbelievable. Just like that real fine paper that the one what the fuck was the general's name? That they show his famous picture. He's holding it up. It looks like aluminum foil. Well, they described that foil type material in the HODL document. That's what their suits were made out of. It wasn't what the ship was made out of or anything like that. It was what their suits were made out of.
Well, this is the super strong foil stuff you're talking about. You can wad it up and crinkle it, and then slam it on the ground, and it pops back into shape.
Yep.
That was Jiffy Pop. They were making Jiffy Pop. They didn't know you can't reuse the stove and the time displacement. Time and space.
They done fucked up their flux capacitors. Is that what you're saying, Jonathan?
Yeah, they just fucked everything up. You can't make Jiffy Pop when you're jumping through the 4th dimension to travel through space and time.
No, everything starts tasting blue.
Is that a Futurama reference?
Yeah.
Why is everything blue? When he's microwaving the Jiffy Pop?
Yeah, and he goes through the fucking portal.
It's funny. I actually said the Jiffy Pop just because the foil thing, but it is an interesting connection.
So I said, why does everything taste blue?
Yeah, I love. I did do the pasty and the pasty. So well, who's my grandpa then? You are, you dope. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, he got it on with his grandma.
Come back to
he was able to fight the alien brains though because of it.
Have you ever now's not the time, but have you ever realized that Fry is definitely on the spectrum?
You think?
I mean, I don't, not like he's stupid, he's autistic.
With that, Spike just was like, fuck it.
He's autistic.
No, he's just from the 80s.
What?
He's just from the 80s. Like he was an 80s kid. He got abducted or whatever you want to, frozen in the 90s. Sorry, not abducted.
Okay, now's not the time for this conversation, but I promise you he's autistic.
I think if anybody's autistic, it's Zoidberg. I think we offended John. Fry's autistic, goddammit. So, I mean, back to our original conversation, man. Anybody else seen anything in the sky? Hamill, you see anything in the sky?
Recently?
Anytime, just sober.
Welcome back, right? It got weird.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm not sure if we've got time for my stories. I could fill an hour.
Man, we got 15 minutes.
Do you want to share, Jonathan? It's up to you.
Yeah, I don't have time.
Okay.
Not for that kind of intense story.
Gotcha.
Now, mind you, ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Hamill works for airport. So, that really sounded like he might have took one in the bum for the team.
I mean, I've seen some things over work, like 777s, 74s, even a 727 ones.
Really?
No DC-8s or DC-10s anymore, though. But we do get an Airbus from time to time.
I've been to an IHOP.
I popped a wheelie once.
I'm going to get high some more.
I wasn't a Girl Scout, but I ate a brownie once.
I think I ate a girl named Brownie too, back in my heavy dope days.
I got a belly button.
Okay, so I'll tell a story. So I was in my garage doing some remodeling with my brother over the weekend. And so I'm in the garage. I was just finishing up some work for the night, and he had went to bed. And I was just kind of hanging out in the garage, having a drink. It's like 3 a.m. or something, like just finishing up some of the bullshit for modeling his garage. And like the power shut off to the garage. And I didn't think too much of it because we were doing he was doing the electrical, and like everything was still just kind of new. Like the breaker just tripped a few times by accident, different things, I didn't think too much of it. I go over to flip the breaker back on. And as I'm trying to flip it back on and off, like it's just like, it's like there's nothing even running from the fucking pole. This bright light comes through the garage door windows, like on the actual door itself. And the garage door starts opening, and there's this figure standing in front of the light. And I can vaguely hear it say, "Need some help hanging that drywall essay?"
I knew it was going there. I knew.
Brother, come back from a Home Depot.
You need some help hanging that drywall essay?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Favorite alien
Jonathan, that was delightful.
Favorite alien
That was
movie
fucking
in
delightful.
Real world. You know what I
Huh?
mean? Not Alien versus Predator universe.
Say that
Alien
again, Spike.
You said Alien versus Predator universe.
No,
Your
What
sound
is
is low, buddy.
What's your favorite alien movie?
Oh,
If
the
it's not
original.
based in the if it's not based in the Alien versus Predator universe.
Yeah, so you
Oh,
can't
Star
use
Wars.
Alien.
What?
Star Wars.
Oh, you mean your favorite movie with aliens in it, but it has nothing to do with the Alien franchise universe?
Yeah, like
Okay,
Earth
copy that.
type setting, like Third Kind.
No H.R. Geiger. Got it.
I would think.
God, it's Ridley Scott's Alien.
I would have to think. Like the movie Alien Nation. That was the most realistic movie that could.
The fourth kind. Hands down, fourth kind.
Have you guys ever seen the movie Altered?
Altered. It sounds familiar.
Is it about priests?
I would encourage you to check that out, dude. It's a low budget, like indie type film that they did.
Love those.
And dude, they did for a low budget, they did a fucking hell of a job. It's literally my favorite alien movie outside of the Alien versus Predator universe.
Well, I guess I know what I'm watching tonight.
Have you seen The Fourth Kind?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, wait. What's the fourth kind about? Because I don't remember names too well.
Got Mila Jovovich in it. You're a pervert, so you'd remember Mila Jovovich is in it.
Oh, I'm
Dude, you need to watch The Fourth Kind.
well,
It's a movie, but it's also got actual footage from the story it's recreating that's shown side by side, and actual audio from these different things that was going on in this town in Alaska.
Is there one like scene where people are like by a tunnel and all the cars just are emptied out?
It's
And, like,
a lot
they
of
go-
clips of the original,
All right.
and they have her in that. They have her under hypnosis, making her recall the thing.
Oh,
Yeah, she
I'm not
floats, and you can hear Sumerian coming out of her mouth in some sort of really muddled voice that sounds like a distorted, projection.
yeah, I'm gonna have to check this shit out. Now, was it supposedly based on a true story?
There's footage of this true story. There's audio from this true story that's mixed in with the actual movie. So it's like they wanted to make it very clear that they were drawing this story very close to the actual factual events, you know.
Cassie Chadwell, thanks for watching. She says District 9. You were talking about Alien Nation being the most realistic. Somebody somewhere out there wrote a giant thesis about District 9 saying it's the most realistic potential alien scenario there is.
Well, see, that District 9 seemed more to me like the initial when they get here. But like if you watch the old movie Alien Nation, that's after these aliens assimilated, you know. I mean, there's alien hookers out on the street, on the blocks and shit.
Well,
you know,
there's a difference between those two too.
I want a 12-finger hand job.
Well, one of those aliens, the aliens in District 9, they came here seeking for. The aliens in Alien Nation was just a slave race that crash landed here.
Yeah. And they just assimilated.
Right. So I guess right there's a good point. Maybe aliens do come in pieces. It's like the Pilgrim type thing. Like it depends on, you know,
they're seeking asylum
here. Right.
I don't think people are ready for my thoughts on that.
Well, you got fucking 9 minutes of thoughts. Roll them out.
Dude, when did we... Sorry.
But imagine, if you will, if there was imagine you were a highly intelligent race that had mastered the traveling of space and time, so you could, you know, pop in and out of majority of, you know, areas all over the universe, you know. Imagine you're that level of intelligence, and imagine you come along a planet that is, you know, inhabited by somebody who's a good million years or so behind you in evolution, you know, or some shit, you know, but very similar genetically in some ways, you know, a very similar type of being. And imagine you wanting to help these beings to become more advanced, to help them edge along, you know, get them along the process. But you know what you would also know is there's no shortcuts. There's no shortcuts through evolution. You know, things take time. So
what about CRISPR and inserting DNA and fancying up your own genetic code?
It just described
there's only so much you can do. There's only so much you can do, because, you know, consider how much just consider where we are as human beings, how much information is readily available, how much you can just do with what's around you, and think about how fucking stupid everybody is at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, there's no reason to think that you shouldn't just be nice to everybody and let everybody have the things that they need and not be a greedy fucking piece of shit. But where are we as a society? Where are we as a species? We're still at the fighting over rocks and sticks and paper. We still fight over slips of paper and rocks and land over trivial bullshit.
So you're gonna tell me that if there is like indigenous alien life on Mars and they don't want us there, they're not gonna be like, get the fuck out?
That's not really what I'm saying. I feel like you're
that's a universal border as opposed to a border that's here globally. They're like, dude, you're fucking jumping your fucking border, man. Get your ass back to your planet.
I mean, I don't think it's like that. You know, like when the neighbor's dog, who you know is friendly, wanders into your yard, you don't just shoot him. You walk him out to his yard.
Yeah, but if your neighbor dog comes over and is friendly and just happens to bite your fucking kid because your kid did something just that kids do, you might shoot that dog.
You just changed the whole scenario to where it's the complete opposite of what I just said.
I'm just saying there's variables.
Marco, I got this one.
You trampled over my point to make your own.
Here, let me address it the way you want to, Marco. Say it's not the neighbor's dog bites your kid, but the neighbor happens to be a bunch of rowdy fucking rednecks that are shooting their guns off and shooting missiles and satellites everywhere, and they're just running amok like a bunch of fucking assholes. How excited are you to walk that dog back to that yard?
Yeah.
They're all sitting on their stoop, lifting weights in the front yard, like, what the fuck you want, Hamill? And you're like, dude, your dog took a shit in my yard. They're like, my dog shits everywhere.
Yeah. I think I get the fuck off my planet.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's us as a race of people. Like, it's like that. Just be for real for a second, Earth. How many of you like dealing with the general public? Now, how many
General
of you
public?
have children? How many of you have children?
I am the Republic.
You caused this. You are the fucking public that you don't like to deal with.
Yeah, that sums it up right there. So
I
mean,
Marco.
just because you know we got a piece of paper calling it a border out here, don't mean some alien don't have a rock with a symbol on it that says, "Hey, this is my fucking border patrol." I don't see you on the
Just
list.
one of those Nazca lion creatures, the big giant eagle thing.
Can I see
What
your
if that
Can I see
alien
your
showed up and
vaccination
he was-
passport?
What if the alien showed up and he was offended because people here don't eat meat?
That'd be great.
He's like, what? What? You don't want some?
I will destroy you.
Oh, that's
What?
fucked up.
You saying some ignorant ass shit over there, Spike?
Yeah,
Always.
we're talking about what if
We love
the
it.
alien showed up and he got all pissed, like you two are like out to dinner, right? Like you're the delegate for this whole thing, and you sit down to dinner and he orders like a big piece of like fucking rare ass meat, and he's like, oh yeah, like he's like a bear type race, right? Like you don't even look like a person. He's just a hairy big bear motherfucker. And then he watches you order your like vegan salad or whatever, and he's like, what? What the fuck?
Just
did you
totally
order? Did you
offends
order
him.
anything on the
I like how the dairy and meat industry has brainwashed you so much that you think a highly intelligent species that can traverse time is going to go, you don't just kill other things and eat it for pleasure? What are you, stupid? Dude,
They're
shut
gonna bite your head off.
the fuck up.
I just said it
Yeah,
was a
as
bear.
Hamill's head gets ripped off by some praying mantis person with the ability to quantum leap.
Right, I just said it was a bear.
A bear?
Yeah, it's like a bear alien. It's all hairy. And
Yeah, he's gay, you know, he's all fabulous and shit.
yeah, he's like Bert Kreischer in a dress.
I only eat all
How you
synthetic
doing?
organic salmon. All organic synthetic salmon.
I can't believe you don't want this fine German sausage.
Hamill, would you like some sausage? Hamill, would you like some sausages? Hamill, would you like some sausage?
So, in conclusion, aliens are obviously real.
And they will help you hang drywall.
And
I didn't
encourage you
say
to
it.
eat meat.
I didn't say it.
Thanks for tuning in for another. Oh, wait. We can't just leave. We got 2 minutes.
Yeah.
What do you got to plug, Marco?
We plug Area 50.9. We plug the stay-at-home comedy show. Here, guys, a random 10, one joke at a time tomorrow motherfucking morning. And Upside Down Studios, What the Fuck Wednesdays. We got Metal Mondays and Full Album Fridays. So if you ain't watching us, I hope you're listening to them.
Hamill, you got anything?
Well,
Hairy armpits.
chlamydia. No, I hope everybody tunes in tomorrow morning as me and this handsome gentleman over here build it up and break it down for one joke at a time.
I feel like we're on like a
Nick is
Star
going to be
Trek
joining
level.
us spiritually.
Spike, you got anything to plug?
I'll be at the Parkway Theater tomorrow. It's in Pittsburgh. If you want to come out and have a good time, I encourage you to join us. March 23rd or 26th. I'm fucked up on my days. I'll be out at Angie's Last Call.
That's a Saturday. It'll be the last Saturday in March.
I'll be at the Funny Stop in between. Look for me at One Joke at a Time. And we here at Area 50.9 do not plug buttholes. We leave that to the grave.
Well,
what about the Blues?
The Reds and the Pinks. One thing's for sure.
No, there are grays and blues. Oh my